Sorry about the invitations. Okay. Gail? Never mind. There we go. All right, and Paul. Nice background, Paul. Where are you?
There he is.
There he is. Okay, now turn to the left. Paul?
That's my profile.
That's a profile.
Yeah, somehow I only.
There's.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
All right.
I was playing on it on my computer, Microsoft computer, but you got to have a green sheet to do it in there.
Hey, good morning, Sue.
Hi.
Hey. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't get any emails since last Thursday, and I couldn't send anything out. It kept going to an out box and sitting there. And it turns out there's something about Frank's email address, which is a Google address. I had to reestablish that, apparently. And all of a sudden, all the invites that I had tried multiple times, as you probably know now, to send them out. And all of a sudden, you got 3 of them. So, but I did try and set it up as a reoccurring meeting every Saturday morning at 10. And I think the theory is that even if I'm not there and if I don't send the invitation, you guys can get on.
Kathy, did you set the option that would allow someone else to start the meeting? Otherwise, we can't start it without you.
I did say that you can start up without me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if I didn't show up, I think.
You know, Kathy, I didn't even have to enter the meeting. I just launched Zoom, and then there's a drop-down menu of places I've been, and I just went to Kathy's, and it popped right in. I didn't have to type any passwords or anything.
Oh, okay, good. All right. So do you have the Zoom app on your computer?
Yeah. Well, it's zoom.us.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the app.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Ivan has joined us.
Oh, good. I haven't. Okay, I see the top of his head. There he is. Hi, Ivan. So how do you like my background?
Looks nice.
That was my backyard in Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let me see. I'll show you some other pictures.
Gail, what's your background?
I don't know.
It's a bonsai, I think.
That's my lanai.
Oh.
No, it isn't. I guess it isn't.
Oops, that's not what I wanted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Because I can hear everybody. I'm on my iPhone, so
Okay.
I couldn't get my computer working.
All right. I guess that's.
Can I ask a question while I guess we're waiting for everybody?
Yeah.
Ivan, you had suggested air layering for something, and I looked up air layering. I haven't done this in a long time. And it says to wrap it with plastic. Now, isn't that gonna like cause mold and suffocate the roots?
Trying to keep moisture in that plastic. You get mold and stuff like the plant anyway. They're not allergic to mold.
I'm having a hard time hearing you. Maybe we'll chat or something.
It's fake. Start video. Ah. Oh, well, this is weird.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have no hair.
Green teeth.
very interesting.
Yeah, that's another view of my backyard, by the way, in Connecticut.
Huh.
Yeah, I love that yard.
Nice.
So now, what have I got to do here to get rid of that funny thing? I have a green background. All right. That looks-
Better?
All right. Ah, yeah, that's better, isn't it? Jesus. Technology. All right, I got something to share with y'all. If I can get this out so you can see it. This is a page from one of my albums. Oh,
It's disappearing.
yeah. Okay.
The virtual's trying to blank it out.
Oh, this is so annoying.
Yeah, it's probably because of your background, I think.
Yes. I'm
Yeah,
gonna-
that's what
I'm
I'm
gonna
saying.
get rid
You,
of-
you have to have a green sheet sometimes for a virtual background.
There we go. All right. You see that?
Hmm. Good deal.
Down in the corner here.
Yeah. That was for
Where is it around here?
this bonsai. Recognize that? That was the beginning of my banyan style. And then this was, I think, 2002. I had just joined the club, and the club was having a show. Rick is probably the only one that might remember that. A show out in Gilchrist Park. They're under an awning on picnic tables. And I think it was my first year as a club member. And the judge, and I think it might have been Ernie Fernandez was judging, came out and to judge it. And he asked me, you know, what was my style? And all I could think of was mangrove. Mangrove, what do you want? And I think that first place was because I was a beginner bonsai person. Yeah. So,
You were
yeah.
having senior moments back then too, right, Kathy? Like,
Oh God. I don't know. You know, style. You know.
sometimes you try to think of something and it just doesn't come to you.
No. But you know, I got a ribbon.
Half hour later, it'll pop in your head.
Yeah. Well, obviously it was a raised root style, but like I say, all I could think of was mangrove.
I have a Nia tree, and I won best of show in our county fair here.
Oh, good. Yeah. How many bonsai were there?
Not too many.
That's a good show to get into.
Yeah.
All right, we got Jimmy and Victor. Victor Gotts, good. And
Yes,
yeah,
I'm here.
okay. Put on your audio. There you are. Now you're in.
Well, I'm eating, so I don't want you to see me chew.
Okay. Keep your mouth closed. So anybody else got anything to share?
I have a lantana plant, and it gets these great big clusters of they're bigger than silver dollars on the old. It's not the seed heads, but I don't know what it is, but it looks like a pin cushion on the end of I cut them off constantly. What, does anybody else get that on their lantana?
It sounds like the flowers.
Yeah, is that the flower?
It is no flower. It's a flower. It's blooming right beside the flowers, but it's not a flower.
Oh,
Did you ever try cut one open to see what's inside?
It's just kind of mush, but it's healthy and green and I don't. But I just went outdoors to look at the one outdoors that I have planted in the ground, and that was full of them also. So I just cut them all off. I've been cutting them off all the time.
Is that the berries that happen after the flowers bloom?
No, not that they turn black.
Yeah.
I have those too, and those are easy to get rid of. But this other thing, it's kind of ugly. And if I leave it on there, it'll turn black. It turns black, like mold.
Huh. Sounds like an insect of some sort. Like
I
a
don't know what it is.
gall of some
It's real
sort.
healthy until it dies, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So I haven't. You've never had that on any of yours, huh?
I don't have lantana.
Okay.
did you
I
get
have a
them?
lantana.
And you don't get that on yours.
No, I just get the flowers and then it turns into the purple buds.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you look up diseases and pests of lantana?
Yes, and it doesn't say anything about it.
Nothing.
Ivan, did you have any problems with that?
I can get right now. I can go outdoors and get a coffee, one of those 5 pound coffee can full of that stuff off my plants.
All
It's
right.
real healthy. It's not like a bad disease or sicky or gungy. Not a clue. If I was thinking, I wish we had our club meetings because I could bring it and show you.
Yeah. Well, why don't you go get it? Can you
Huh?
go get it? Bring it in?
Cut it off and bring it in.
I got it. I can go get some. I'll go get it.
Yeah. We'll wait.
Ivan.
You know, while we're waiting, I tried that, what you suggested last week about putting the insecticide in the little tea bag. And I put it in there along with the fertilizer, and it seems like it works real well.
All right, what fertilizer are you using?
That 12 months fertilizer, that powder that goes up through the
Systemic.
plant yeah.
Systemic fertilizer? All right. Because I tried to use organic with the tea bags, and the birds and the raccoons made off with them.
I anchor them down. I have these big bamboo toothpicks, and I'll stick it through the tea bag and anchor them down, and I don't lose them. Except I lost one yesterday. My dog picked it up.
You mean the systemic insecticide, not fertilizer?
Is that the thing?
No, I've been putting both in the bag.
All
Yeah,
right.
but
Hey,
fertilizer is always systemic. I mean, it's the insecticide is what has to be systemic.
yeah.
Can you see mine? Can you see
Hold
this?
it back a little bit. Put it in the light, like where your face is. Yeah.
Ta-da. And is that the thing that you're talking about, or is
Huh?
that's just the ball?
That's what, and they just get little balls like that. It looks like a
Are those leaves?
kinda. There's leaves underneath it, and it's like the bloom of it.
It
Huh.
looks like kale.
I have not a clue what it is. I probably should take it to garden centers around here and just ask them what it is.
And it's
Yeah.
growing on the tree?
Yeah, it's growing. And it gets big. Like this. This is big. But and
No,
then
no,
it'll turn
is it
black.
growing on the tree or on the
If I-
base of the tree?
No, it's growing on the leaf of the tree, right where the blooms are. Sometimes there'll be blooms beside this.
Huh.
But it's not sticky and it's healthy, but it's junk.
It's not sticky, it's not healthy, and it is healthy. I wonder if it's a sport, something like they call witch's broom,
Yeah.
where,
and
a tree has a sport.
I bet I picked a five pound bag, a can of coffee can full of these off today. So there's a lot of them. This is
Wonder
just
if
a
it
nice little,
roots.
huh?
I wonder if it would root.
I think it probably, I don't know. There's a
You
lead.
know, you might have a whole new bonsai option sitting there.
I should probably run around to nurseries and talk to somebody that
Yeah.
knows anything about
Yeah,
painting
put it in a
out.
plastic bag though, so,
Yeah, if it's contagious, they're not going to be happy with you.
yeah.
Should I put a mask on it?
Yeah.
Put it in a Ziploc.
The agricultural center over on Harbor View.
Okay. I live in North Fort Myers, see.
Well,
So you got leaves and then the blooms turn, the
Yeah,
blooms
I took this
turn
off
into
of the
the-
plant that has beautiful, beautiful, healthy blooms on it right now, and these things.
do the blooms turn into those things?
No. This is like the bloom on that part of it.
See, it's hard to
That's
see
blue.
because I,
Yeah.
Let me tell you something else. I had this in Iowa also on some of my lantanas, so I don't think it's a foreign thing.
Huh.
But I'll try to find out what it is and let you know.
There's Jack. You want the audio on, Jack?
Now you're on mute.
Yeah. All right, I wanted to share something else with you. I get magazine. Is it backwards? Of course it's back.
No, it's good.
isn't.
No, that's good.
All right.
Yeah.
And it has a very comprehensive article on bonsai soils. Starts out with pictures and talks about different studies that have been done, the different compositions, the sizes. And if you really need something to help put you to sleep at night, this is very good. I mean, it's quite dry. The guy really knows his stuff. Out of India. Goes on and on and on with summarization and conclusion. What I'd like to try and do is to scan and save the pages as a PDF. And then I can hopefully I can send it out as a PDF. And then you all can get a chance to read it. I think it's basically the conclusion is the smaller the particles in your bonsai, the more compaction of moisture and air will occur, and the more frequently you're going to have to repot. The larger the particles, the more you have to water. And if you have a combination of particles, both, and if you do it in layers, like he says, like they have been doing in Japan, where the coarser particles are at the bottom, then there's a middle layer, and then the top layer is the finer particles, I guess mostly for looks. And eventually the finer particles are going to start sifting down a little bit, and you have to repot. You know, the smaller your pot, the more frequently you've got to repot. But it was a very good article, and like I say, I'm going to try and save it as a PDF file and try and send it out to everybody. All right, I see Rick is joining us.
Good morning.
Tour or something.
Huh?
Yeah, I saw the video on Facebook, Rick.
Yeah. Can you hear us, Rick?
Yes, I hear you nicely. Yeah, I won't be here long, but I thought I would just, if those who didn't know, my grandson and I were going to do.
Okay, you stopped.
That's not funny. Who's laughing out there? Who's laughing?
Well, you stopped.
So my son-in-law, there's Michael. Say hi, Michael. brought his big fan, and son-in-law Parker. We're in the process of trying to reassemble, putting in some new wood. And you see all the kids are here on benches and platforms and everything else. And it took me by surprise. No job, no matter how easy you think it is, remains easy. Something always happens.
That's the truth.
That's one of those Murphy's laws, right?
It's also called the domino effect.
That too, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at first it was just the middle piece fell, and all that end was good. And that end was good, although it was kind of bouncing around a bit. And then we started working down in here, and boom, that came down too. So.
Did you lose any plants?
No, we were lucky in the fact that I had unloaded a majority of them before the kids came over, and then we got the big heavy ones off and started playing with it, and that's when everything came down.
Oh.
So.
Would you consider using some of those plastic boards they use for decking instead of wood?
Well, yeah, the composite materials, and I may go that route when I hit the lotto. Or maybe even solid granite when I hit the lotto. I'm not real sure. But for now, to get us through the rest of the year, we're going to do this, and you know, get it together for now. And I'll paint the hell out of it before I put plants back up on it and coat it and seal it and do all those things that you're supposed to do. That'll give me a year or so to think about what to do next. And I may just eliminate this whole bench thing, period, and maybe go shelves along the bottom and across the top to feature the big ones. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I thought I'd bring everybody up to date, and while the kids are taking a break.
Yeah.
And that's all I got. I will show you, and I know Ivan sent Kathy and I a picture of the crepes we pulled out the other day. This is one, and you can see it's popping out. It's popping out all over. And the other things was the Eugenia. And I don't see it popping new, but the green is still on it. I mean, it's still green, and it's really loose in the pot. This is a big bougainvillea that Ivan picked up, and I wasn't believe, but I see right here, it's starting to pop in here, so I'm pretty excited about that. And then this is the other crepe. You can see it's popping here. So we do have the other one that's over on the other side. If anybody's interested, they can have that one. I also have another Eugenia in the ground over here, which still has green on it, so that's going to come back if anybody's interested. Otherwise, that's the update, and they're yelling at me to get back to work.
What did you plant your, you know, the plant that I took?
Pardon me?
What were those plants that we dug out? I already forgot the name.
We took crepe myrtles and Eugenias.
Okay. And what did you plant the crepe myrtle in? Ivan showed me a picture of his today. His is all popped. You want to see a picture of mine? It still looks the same. It's not popping.
I put mine in just regular bonsai soil. I added a little topsoils to give it more organic material.
Okay.
But that's it. That's it. Both of them are in bonsai with a little topsoil added. Hold moisture and all of the business.
And
hang
did
in
you
there.
put it?
Keep watering it. You got it in the sun?
Well, it's on the north side, so it gets the sun in the morning.
Then that's enough. That's all it needs. That's all it needs. Just keep watering it. It should come out. I mean, they're pretty tough, crepe myrtles. They're like weeds.
Okay. Well, I'll keep my fingers crossed. I mean, I scratched it and it's still pretty green. So
that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Yeah,
it is a good sign. Did you put fertilizer? I was waiting to put fertilizer.
No. What I did use a little starter fluid.
Okay.
And I mixed some of that up and gave it some of that. You know, it's kind of like the Super Thrive. It's just a different flavor.
Yeah, I have some.
Yeah, you can do that. That helps to kickstart them.
Okay, I have some of that.
Yeah, good stuff.
Do
root tone with
Eugenians
her.
make good bonsais?
Oh, yeah.
They do, huh?
I don't see why not. I mean, anything, it's got a hard and small leaves makes a good bonsai. Just got to work with some more than you have to work with others.
Mm.
The black helicopters are overhead.
Oh,
Anyway, that's all I got. Any other questions?
Didn't feel like stopping me, huh?
Didn't feel like stopping you?
Turned that valve open. You watched me open it. I was trying to rinse off my bottle and it soaked me.
Oh, I wasn't even watching you. That's why you guys were laughing. You turned
Rick,
on the
it
pump
might
valve
be-
over. Huh?
I might be interested in some of your plants, Rick.
Who's interested in some of my plants?
Me, Susan.
Okay.
Like 400 gallons comes out in 2 seconds.
I'll
Yeah.
email you because I'm not sure where I'm going yet. So
you can plant them in the ground too, right?
It's basically right where you're standing.
A landscape plant out of them.
yeah, I
Yes.
Ivan's advice, and I got a bunch of books. I've been looking at books and trying to figure out what I want to do.
Hey,
And-
Jack, who's the cute chick? Hey, Jack, you know what you've just done?
Look over the screen.
Yeah. I've got his computer screen up on my screen. Do the rest of you have the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Jack.
It's
Any
about
dirty pictures? Any dirty pictures, Jack?
All right, guys, I got to get back to work here, so I'll catch you all next week, perhaps.
Okay.
Take care.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good week and stay safe. Wear your masks.
Okay.
How do we do this?
Jack,
You might have to just cut him out.
I might. Yeah.
Jack, stop sharing and enable your video.
You're oversharing.
Yes. I'll record. Stop video.
Here we go.
There you go.
There you go. All right. So who was the cute young lady, Jack? Now you got to put your audio on.
I have no idea what I sent.
It's on your computer screen. A cute young lady kissing you.
Yeah, there's a thing at the
Tell
bottom.
tell her to put some clothes on.
That's my
Yes, it
granddaughter.
does.
No, that was my granddaughter. If it's it's probably my screensaver or something or whatever they
No,
call
at
it.
the bottom it says share screen, and then you hit share.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh,
then
nice
stop
picture, Sue.
share stops it.
Ah, all right.
Have we been able to talk Ken into showing us his plants?
I'm kind of stupid about that, so I don't know how. I showed you my weed.
Yeah. We got that.
One of the things that I think would really help is when that's being done is, this may sound very silly, but if somebody had a piece of cardboard that was 4 by 4 or so, and it was white, and each plant that you're showing, if you set this cardboard behind the plant, it would sure bring out the definition of the plant, because otherwise it gets lost in the forest.
Yeah.
I second that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine if you're showing 2 plants.
And if you've got a phone that you can use instead of your computer, you can get the app on your phone, and then like Rick does, and I can do, is walk around with the phone, and you can, go out to your yard or something and show us what you've got. So that's another option. I see Gail is on her phone. Right, Gail? Gail, are you there?
She's on mute.
Yes, I'm here. I
Okay,
couldn't get the microphone undone.
so you're
I
on your
haven't-
phone, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't get the voice to work on my computer. I'm gonna have to bring it back to the purple computer guy to see if when he put my hard drive in, it did something with the microphone, because I can't get it to work.
You got to go to sound settings and make sure the microphone is enabled.
I know. It is enabled. My son told me this morning how to do it, and I went and tried it. I tested, and it's not It's not picking up my voice. And I know it used to work because I messaged. I used to video message my boys that don't have an iPhone, but I did it through Messenger, through Facebook, and it worked fine. But now it's not working. And it's kind of, yeah. I can show you the front walkway that Ivan suggested. I've got all the bougainvilleas out there now, and they turned out pretty well. Most of them are flowering. The very first one that I did was, I love that one. That one looks very nice. And thankfully, my desert roses are still doing good. They're still alive.
Well, I showed you that picture of a desert rose bush.
Yes, I saw that. Now I have to switch this camera. So I don't know if I know how to do that.
Just pick
How
up
do
the
you
phone.
switch?
Just pick up the phone and walk around.
Okay.
I missed the first 15 minutes of the meeting today. I'm
Are you
curious,
seeing this?
did Ken,
No.
did Ken have any luck getting rid of the worms on the bogies?
Oh,
No.
no.
Can you see that?
I see
No.
we see your plant there, Gail.
Oh, that's
Just-
what I'm trying to show you.
Just your-
Oh, I have to change the background. Well, I'll get with this one of these days. Let me just go in and change the background.
There should be a switch camera setting, maybe top left.
Yeah, flip. There should be something called flip.
Oh, okay. Flip.
Is that a,
There you
There you
go.
go. Now we
Now-
see.
Oh,
your
but I have to get rid of the background. How do you get rid of that background?
go to
Once you put it
virtual
on.
settings?
You have to go into settings.
Virtual
Uh,
settings up at,
You can
Cancel.
click little arrow and stop video and get to them too.
Stop video.
Yeah, the little arrow, one of the.
Yeah.
it'll
So
If
say-
you're
now
on-
it's nothing.
Well, no, you don't have to stop video. You hit the.
I think this club needs a class in videoing and
We
working
need one
with
in something
technology.
anyway, because now with that background, it's doing like what it did for you, Kathy.
Yeah.
You know, the camera is switched, but you're not going to see anything because it's all,
what do you got, an iPhone?
yeah.
Do you have 3 lines up at the top of your screen? It says,
More.
more
Up on the top.
up on the right-hand top.
No, it just said, well, it says record.
No, no, no. There's 3 little lines up at the top. It says more.
Might look like dots.
Not on my
Yeah.
screen. They look like dots. I'm just trying to get, okay. I click on that. And, okay, more. More.
One should be
Okay,
virtual
now what
settings.
oh, virtual background.
And then pick
Now I have to
none.
get rid of it.
Okay.
Pick none.
Down, Gail, at
None.
the bottom.
Okay.
Gail, at the bottom
Yep.
right of your screen, there is a little outline of a camera with 2 arrows going in circles. You see that? The bottom right of your screen, way down the bottom. You see that little
No,
camera with two
I
arrows?
think I got it.
Okay. If you hit
Yeah,
that,
now you got
it's
it.
a flip. All right?
Yeah.
If you tap that, then it turns the camera around so that you can get up and walk around and show people.
Yeah.
You
All
just
right?
turned
Did
it,
you touch that?
you just stopped the video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we need a class in learning how to
I need a class and an iPhone. I've had this for a year and a half and I still can't figure out some
Okay.
things.
Down at the bottom on the right of
Well, the only
corner.
thing on the bottom that mine says is, oh, wait a minute. I have to close that. Okay. Now I can flip my camera. Flip.
There you
Okay.
go.
There's the door.
Now you can
Show
get
me
up
the
and walk
door.
and show us what you're trying to show us.
Okay. So it's kind of hard but this is the walkway. It looks really good on my my camera that I put in. And Ivan had suggested that I put these. He would probably like to see them a little higher, but these are high enough for me because I'm short. So this is the first bougainvillea that I did. That was one that I dug up from my yard and Ivan wired it for me. And I've since taken the wires off because they're so soft. Can you see that?
Yep.
Yep. You can
Nice.
zoom in. Can you zoom in a little?
Gosh,
Use
I
two
can't see a
fingers
thing
on the
this
screen.
camera.
Use two fingers on the screen and you can zoom in.
You just put it closer.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is I can't see, because the sun is in the.
Oh.
Yeah. You just
As
put it
long as
closer.
you can see it.
Yeah.
And then, it's not a big deal. And then this is one that Ivan gifted me. And then this is one that he dug up from my neighbor 2 doors down. And that's finally blooming.
That looks good.
And yeah, he showed me how to wire it. So I haven't had the opportunity to do that yet. So I'll do that this week when I don't water it, let it get limp. And then this is another one that he dug up, or that we had from my neighbor across the street when they didn't want the plant. I don't know if you can see it. It's not, but they're looking good. And I just put most of my desert roses. I got one group here that I started from seed. You all remember we started them last June?
Yeah.
And these are coming along. I've got probably 20 more out in the garden.
Wow.
And then this is another desert rose that I bought. But for some reason, it doesn't look like it's too good. And then I finally broke down.
Desert roses from cuttings?
Pardon
or
me?
How did you start?
No, we started them from seed. Ivan brought a whole bunch in of different ones. And they're all.
Okay.
We're losing you again. You're moving away from your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress. This bougainvillea is 5 years old. I bought that when I got here. So I don't know if you can see it. It's Wi-Fi. Okay.
Yeah, you're out of your Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. It's not that much. I'm just and now I can't get everybody back.
Are you in gallery view or are you in speaker view?
Stop video or start video.
I don't know. I'm out of Zoom.
Well, your voice is still in it.
I know.
You got to go down to the bottom left where it says start video.
I have to go in the house so that I can see what I'm doing.
Yeah,
The
that's
sun
right.
is too bright.
If you double
So sorry about that.
okay, if you double click the home button, you'll be able to see your apps that are open.
Yeah.
There you go. And you
Okay.
turn the camera
You
around.
can't, it's hard to do anything. And now I have to flip the camera. Okay.
There you
It's
are.
hard to do anything out there because you can't see, you know?
Right.
And then I have another spot over here where I keep all the newbies. And I think I'm gonna buy one of those shelvings that you can just, you know, put your plants on. And it's like a plastic shelving, but you can lower it down. Kenny gave me that idea because he has one in his garden. And I asked him how it was, and he said he just bought one of these shelving units, and MRT and Ace Hardware opened up a big store on 776. I was there the other day, and it's absolutely beautiful.
I wanted to show you all the bush that I took a photo of. That's a desert rose. Can you see that? That's about 6 feet high.
Wow. It's in the ground?
It's in the ground.
Is it yours?
What?
Is it yours?
No. Okay. What happened to the light? Yeah. I've been having my kitchen remodeled at the Sand Star over there in Punta Gorda, and where not their warehouse, their shop is that I had to go to. This bush is outside their door.
Wow.
And I saw that. I said, "That's a desert rose." Wow. Yeah. So yeah, they don't have to be in a pot. Apparently, it is up against a wall, so it's probably protected in some way. But what the hey, you know, if you've got some extra desert roses floating around, try it. See what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as we don't get a cold snap.
Well, apparently, where that one is, it does not look like it's being protected in any manner, shape, or form. It's just growing, and it's up against a wall. So perhaps, you know, it's against a southern wall that you know, protects it from wind and you know, sort of a, what do they call it? Macro ecology.
Environment. Microenvironment.
Microenvironment. Okay. You know, that kind of a thing. So, you know, if you've got, you know, a bunch of seedlings, plant them all over the place and see which ones survive. You know, that's my theory of gardening. I'll plant it. If it lives good, I'll plant more. If it doesn't live, I won't plant it again. Period. You know, so the trial and error method.
That's it.
Yeah. Anybody have anything else?
I have a question about a sacrificial limb.
Okay.
If anybody knows the reason for having a sacrificial limb. I was told that if either there's a split trunk or a double trunk, that having a sacrificial limb will help to enhance the size of the trunk that it's growing off of. Other than the fact that it's kind of a peculiar departure from what's normal on a bonsai plant. I'm just kind of curious what the reason for it would be.
If you've got a branch that's growing as a sacrificial, you leave it alone so it will grow very quickly. It takes up a lot of energy. A lot of energy is going up that side of the trunk. Consequently, that side of the trunk is getting fatter because there's a whole lot of energy being pulled up. Whereas if you keep the other branch clipped back, it won't be getting so much energy, which means it will slow down. So now eventually you will have a dominant trunk And when the trunk gets to the size that you like, you cut the sacrificial branch off. So you just leave it. I mean, it looks weird while it's happening, but it does the job.
It actually is kind of cool in a way, because I mean it's like I said, it's not what would be the norm, but it's a real departure from what is the norm, I guess.
Yeah, you've got a nice compact little tree with some small branches and small leaves, and then you've got this mamone branch that's about 6 feet long. And these
Exactly.
great big huge leaves on it, and you know it's growing crazy. You know, yeah, it does. It looks very big. It looks very weird.
Kathy, how do you spell that? Mamone?
You're asking the wrong person for a spelling. I can draw pictures, I don't spell. But yeah, I mean, that's the point, is to strengthen a particular portion size, the top of your tree. If you're trying to get a tapering trunk, you would let, you know, a branch at the top grow out until it's about half the size of the trunk it's growing from. You cut it off, you let a new branch start to grow again, and you wait until it gets about half the size of the trunk that it's growing off of, and you cut it off again, and you gradually can reduce the height of a tree with a nice taper. So you're
Mamone is a Filipino sponge cake.
Eh?
Mamone is a Filipino sponge cake.
Oh, really? I thought it was huge. No kidding. Wow. All right, I have to stop using that word, huh?
Mm.
Well, it says here, it's Mamone's fruit. Mamone, I don't know. I guess there's different variations of it, depending on what language you're speaking.
Yeah, what colloquialism you're working with.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, anybody else?
I have 2 trees here that if you want to take a look at them, I'm pretty proud of them. Hold on. One is a collected sample that Ivan dug up from the East Coast 2 or 3 years ago, and I don't know, I'm shaking too much, but that's a golden dewdrop, and I grew it in a pot for 2 years, and then we bonsai'd it. And here is the, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Execute.
I don't know, I lost it. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're on. Raise the camera.
That's
Yeah.
the one that's the parrot speak that Jennifer Price went crazy over. I finally invested in a new pot, repotted it like she told me. The pot's a little big, but it's the only thing that Weigert's had at the time that I was going to spend the money for. Those $200 pots is a little bit out of my reach.
Wow.
But those 2 trees I'm pretty proud of. And
yeah.
they, yeah, like I said, the golden dewdrop, it really turned out beautiful.
Yes, it has. Yeah.
But that's about my best 2 trees.
Does it bloom? Paul, does it bloom?
Yeah, she's got a bloom on it now, but since I trim it, it doesn't bloom that much.
Yeah.
So that's a Duranta, right?
Yeah, golden dewdrop.
I actually have that. Hmm.
I have a topiary tree in my yard of that. About 6 feet tall. Grows like crazy.
Yeah, mine, I've had it for probably 5 years, but I moved it, so it's not that big.
Yeah, I got another one I just trimmed yesterday. It's growing in the ground, and when I get ready, I'm going to dig it up and bonsai that one too.
I got to leave right now, so I'm going to go to Iowa next week, so I will be gone for a week.
Oh, well,
So-
you could tune in. Remember,
Yeah.
you can tune in.
I could tune in Iowa, I guess, on my phone.
Yes,
Yeah,
you sure can. You sure can. Yeah.
I'll be so.
Have fun,
I'll be so-
Kenny.
I'll be
Yeah.
so busy with 12 grandkids.
Uh-oh.
Kenny, Kenny,
Well,
Yeah,
wow.
I want to know what happened to your painting. What happened to your hibiscus painting on your wall?
I put it in the salon where I work. She wanted to have it
Oh,
painted.
oh, that painting is so beautiful. I was hoping that you didn't sell it yet.
No, I didn't sell it. Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, I'll see you all.
Ivan?
See you next week, okay?
Bye-bye.
Take care, Kenny. Have a good trip.
Yeah, thanks.
What is that, Ivan? Is that an orchid?
The what?
No.
Ivan is showing something.
Yeah. What is it, Ivan?
Oh,
Your
beautiful.
yeah, your audio is terrible.
Oh, that's the golden dewdrop.
It
Yeah.
looks like the purple
That's the
dewdrop.
Duranta. Yeah. Well, the golden refers to the berries.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
It looks like we lost Ivan. Oh, there he is.
Yeah. He's back again.
Stuttering.
Oh, a bonsai.
That's
Frozen.
pretty.
Duranta makes a nice bonsai.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Kathy, I would like to do a quick tour.
Okay.
All right. Hold on one second.
While we're getting there, can I ask, last week someone was showing us a bunch of bonsai books and I don't remember who it was. I just remember the book had a white cover and it sort of looked like this. But I don't know if this is the book.
Hmm.
Anybody remember?
You mean when Rick pulled the green sheets
Rick?
out?
Rick? Yeah,
Rick's not here anymore.
yeah, I see that.
He had to
Yeah, those
pull
are the-
green sheets out trying to look up something for me.
Yeah,
Those are the green sheets. Those are wonderful books. There's two of them.
the green sheets?
Yeah.
Yes, and they're written by a lady down Fort Myers. And every plant you can think of has a green sheet in there. It tells you when to repot, the fertilizer, just everything about it. I've got a set of them and they're fantastic.
Huh.
The club has a couple of the books too. In the club's,
She said so.
we can't get to, so.
Hmm.
I had a set of the original green sheets. They had been with the club from the beginnings of our club and used to be sent out every month as a green sheet. And it was a monthly thing. And these holes were punched in and they were put in a notebook. So I had the original set and I donated it to the club. It's in a red vinyl notebook, the original green sheets as they originally came out.
Martha Goff
Well,
is the
That's in the building?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if, an individual can go into the building. Probably not. I don't know. Maybe. Has anybody tried to go into the building? No, me neither. Me neither.
Martha Goff is the lady's name, Susan, that
Yeah,
wrote the books.
yeah. She just basically, I think, put them together. And put them in chapters and so you can, otherwise they were just sent out willy-nilly, One month it would be bougainvillea, the next month it would be a schiffelera, the next month it would be a ficus, and yeah.
These are the books. And the name is Tropical Green Sheets. They cost about $40, $45 a piece. You
Wow.
can get it from Bonsai Supply, I think. What is it, the Greenleaf? Those other supplies. And this is number one. and this is number 2. The number one book is the best one that I use, but they're both real nice. You can get both of them for $80, $90.
Wow.
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna take that book back.
Not yet.
Well, I might borrow it first, if you don't mind.
Well,
I'll
you
take
know, if you've got a printer at home, you know, where you can scan the pages of the species that you need,
Hmm.
you know, you can borrow the book from the club, take it home, you know, scan, bring the book back. You know, we can do that.
Yeah, I've indexed
Is there any
every
objection
tree
to that?
Is there any
What?
what?
Objection to that? Because Ivan
would imagine
always,
would imagine the author would.
I think it would be an objection only if you were trying to publish them. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just, you know, getting those species that you're working with, just so you have the information on hand, I personally don't see any reason why not.
I tabbed every green sheet in this book that relates to my trees, and I reference it 2-3 times a week.
Great.
It's got that much information in it.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just starting out, so I might just borrow the book, read when I want to read, and, you know, eventually maybe I'll have a library, but right now I'm going to the library to get my stuff. So I was surprised at how much they had there. I had been to Shannon Staub last fall when I first joined, and there was only like 2 books on the shelf, and they didn't tell me a whole lot. They were just pretty books. But then I went through the internet and got whatever bonsai they had, and these are actually pretty good. Techniques, styles, display ideas. And then there's Gary Tomlinson, book of bonsai.
yeah, the trouble is most bonsai books aren't tropical.
That's right.
They're northern.
Yeah, these are tropical.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they look really good.
You can borrow mine if we can meet someplace. You're welcome to borrow mine for a week.
Well, thank you, Victor. I think what I'm going to do first is call the Herald place or try to find out if we can actually get in there and get something out. And then if that fails, then I'll be in touch, okay?
Well, let me know what the results are.
Yeah.
And maybe one at a time we can, I don't know, borrow something. Just make sure you bring it back, folks.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, George, have you set yourself up yet? We don't see. There you are.
There I am.
Okay.
So this is Ivan's little cypress forest that we did. The only thing on this is, I don't know if you can see it, but some of these leaves are turning off color. I don't know why. I don't know if the plants are under stress or not, but that's new, so I'm kind of watching it.
Do you have it in direct sun?
No, it's under the, I get an east sun in here.
Yeah, well,
it's under the cover.
that's what's wrong. It needs, cypress wants direct sun.
Oh, okay, cool. That can be changed easy. Thank you. And then here's one of my desert rose, and it had spider mites, so I recently treated that based on with a systemic based on last week's meeting. So waiting on that. And then this is one of the bogeys I'm working on. It needs a haircut.
Oh, that's nice.
That's pretty.
So the flowers are about to come off on that. And then here's a root I had. I asked my friend, he said he was digging out a bougainvillea, and I asked him to save it for me, and he trimmed it right down to a stump. But I was able to grow that out of it.
Ah.
Very good. You got in touch with bougainvilleas.
Oh, well, they're cheap and easy, so that's
Yes. And they're pretty.
Thanks. And then here's a golden dewdrop I had in a raffle that I'm working on.
Wow, that's got a
And-
trunk on it.
Yeah, I need to do some carving and get it trimmed up if you
Yeah, that's
looking
stumps.
close. Yeah, so.
Well, hey, that's a good example of having a sacrificial branch. You've got two major branches at the very top coming
Oh,
off.
yeah. Yeah.
All
I'm
right,
gonna-
so one has to go. So
Yep.
you're going to cut off probably the stronger of the two, or
Okay.
the one that has the closer branches, and allow a sacrificial branch to grow out of that. So that will, you know, thicken up that trunk that's coming out. You know,
Okay.
and meanwhile, you know, allow it to thicken out until it gets about half the size of the trunk it's in, and then cut off, you know, cut it off at a node and allow a new branch to start, and you will gradually develop the taper that way.
Okay. So cut off the dominant branch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you've got both of those branches have one branch going straight up from the top. Those
Right.
have to go.
Okay.
Or make it a sacrificial, because you're going to take it off eventually.
Okay. Cool. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then, so here's another bougainvillea that is my whimsical tree.
That's a literati for sure.
Yep. That's my attempt.
A very literal.
And this is a ficus that was blown over the other day in the windstorm, so I had to repot it, but he's looking okay, but he needs a haircut, I think.
Benjamin, yeah.
Another bougainvillea. And a, what's that, a dwarf Barbados cherry, I think.
Is that a natural weeping style?
You know, it was one I won in a raffle in the club, and I just continued. That's the way it was started, so I just continued it that way.
That
So
looks
I don't
nice.
know.
Yeah.
So Madagascar palm, of course, and then here's another bougainvillea stump that I'm working on.
Are those spikes on that Madagascar?
So yeah, so a Madagascar palm, it's not a palm by any other method. It's very thorny, and
Yes,
they
it
tend to
is.
grow, and it tends to grow straight, and then it just has this little clump of leaves on the top, which they lose in the winter, and then it grows back.
Sort of a Dr. Seuss.
And then, and then these are all in training here. These are the desert rose that I started from seed that Ivan provided us. There's 3. That's all I did. And then here's a parrot's beak that Ron gave me. And Portulacaria. If you can see under. And then here is. I have to look this up. There's a narrowleaf ficus.
A willow leaf or
Is it a willow leaf? Is that what it's called?
willow or neurifolia? Looks like it might be a willow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's really the tour. So.
All right.
For the advice.
Nice patio.
Thanks. That's all.
All right. So how are we doing, folks? Anybody else? All right. Well, we can call this meeting to a close. If
Okay.
yeah, people have been dropping out slowly anyway. All right. So what I would like you guys to do next week, all right, is to try and get in without me. So I'll deliberately come in late and see if you guys got on and we're able to start the meeting without me. All right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what, Kathy?
Yeah.
Like Sue, I was able to get on my cell phone without signing in. You just
Okay.
do the drop down and put in your number and it went right to you.
Okay. Well,
So,
you know, in fact, I won't even try and send out a invite next week. Okay.
it looks like they're using the same number.
Well, no, they're not. I checked
No?
out.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
different number each time, but since I set it up as a reoccurring meeting, let's
Oh,
hope
okay.
you know, it will use the same number. And you guys are going to try and get in without me, and I won't send an invitation. You'll just sign in and see what happens. Huh?
Yep.
Okay.
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 If it
We
doesn't
gotta
work,
get
All right.
Ivan, we gotta get Ivan to work on his voice,
yeah, he's got to get a new phone, Ivan. Come on. A new phone.
Have
Yeah.
a good week.
okay,
Thank you.
same here.
Bye.
Right.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Good seeing everybody again.
Victor, I'll be in touch.